Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Merry Christmas. Today is December 25th, and it is Christmas, and I got to have my kids basically since last Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and got them for Christmas. Went over to the ex-wife's house and got to watch them open Christmas gifts and stuff, so I know it's like you guys are probably like, big deal. But for me, it is a big deal just due to the fact that it's the first Christmas I've had with my kids where I was able to see them at Christmas, on Christmas, be with them on Christmas in over, right about 12 years. And that's the drawback about being a semi-truck driver. Anyways, so what is this behemoth on your screen? It looks like a Moss driving in reverse, except for the fuel tanks are in the wrong spot. If you really look at it, I mean, it looks like the Moss, this would be the front end, and there's your turret sitting in the back, but this is actually the front of the Moss. So, a little bit screwy. Anyways, this is the VK168.01 Marembrocker. I don't even know how to pronounce the damn thing. Marembrocker. I took it out for one match, and I do apologize because I'd like to show you the first match, and I like to show you the results and everything, which you're going to see the first match. Unfortunately, NVIDIA did an update on the December 22nd, a few days ago. I did not realize that, and I had played the game, and I went to turn on the NVIDIA, basically the recording software they use, well, that I use from them, to record everything, and after the battle I was going to show you the after action results there, or after battle results, and I couldn't get it to record, wouldn't do anything. That's when I figured out by going into the software it needed an update, so I did the update, and now it works beautiful. Unfortunately, I lost the results, but I do have the actual gameplay, so you'll be able to see. I may end up making, I remember this much, peeking at it real quick. I think I shot one premium round, the rest were standard, and I made 91,000 credits, basically take home. After they resupplied the ammo and fixed the vehicle, and I only had like, I think 100 and some health left when I was done, so, but shot all standard rounds except for one premium, I think it was, which usually that's my very first shell. And I'm trying to get out of the habit of doing that, but every once in a while I still catch myself doing it. But I was pretty impressed with it, frontal-wise. But you'll see, I think there was a Tier 7 tank destroyer or Tier 6 tank destroyer that I couldn't see. He was in a bush and he was getting shots. I think it would have been almost, probably a little over-angled because I didn't know exactly where he was at, and he was putting him right at my side. Standard rounds at that, I think. But those tank destroyers, they got, it was a Swedish one, and even their smaller Tier 6s and stuff have, it might have been a Tier 7, but this has got wicked standard penetration on their rounds. So anyways, since I can't go over the after-action results with you, we'll go ahead and do a quick review of the tank. So anyways, like I said, it looks like you're driving a Moss backwards. It is pretty good, except for, you've got a pretty good weak spot right up here with the commander's hatch. And normally if, you're straight on, that's how they get, shoot you through the commander's hatch, or they shoot through either side of your gun mantle. But unfortunately, this is kind of weak to the point where even if you're angled like this, so that you're, angling your frontal armor, angling your side, this thing is weak pretty much no matter where it's pointing. So even if you angle it, they can still put rounds through that. The only way you can really stop that from happening is don't just sit still. Once you fire, literally wiggle your turret back and forth, run it, just keep jerking back and forth, and don't just go back, forward, go back, forward, back. Don't do a consistent thing where they're like, oh, he's going to pull forward now, and they're pre-aimed there, and as soon as you hit that little area, boom, they shoot, put a round through you. So just make it very unpredictable when you're rocking back and forth, and that way makes that really hard. Another weak spot on this is this front machine gun port. Basically, they don't have to hit it in this little spot, pretty much this whole round circle. If they hit you there, they're going to be able to put rounds through you. One thing you do have to be careful is when you're angled pretty much like this, like a 45 degree, Tier 6s and some 7s probably will struggle pretty bad, but your Tier 8s and then using premium rounds, as long as it's not HE or heat rounds, that'll hit your track and just blow up on your track. But if it's APCR, basically they can shoot right in this area right here and put a round right through your track. It'll go through the hull and penetrate you and do all sorts of nasty stuff to you. So it's not like your Moss per se, and it does have several weak spots that you have to really, watch out for. So anyways, let's go over the gun and everything on this. You get a really nice gun, and I took my crew out of my Moss and put it in here, so they got Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense. I mean, this is a really good crew. I got over almost 1,000 matches in it too. So, but anyways, I'm just going to go over the standard, the penetration and the average damage, and then I'll use basically my settings, or how I have mine set up. So your rate of fire is 4 rounds a minute, 220 standard pen, 260 premium, 65 for HE. You get APCR for your premium round, which is phenomenal. 440 average damage, which is really nice. 630 average damage with your HE, and that's a big if, you penetrate. 65 isn't a whole lot, but if you get somebody, let's say it's an enemy Moss, and he's down to 50, 60 hit points, and you just can't seem to pen him or something, you just fling a HE shell at his lower plate or in his side or his turret or something, you'll finish him off. Average damage on a stock setup is 1760. Dispersion is 0.4. Aim time is 2.7. So dispersion isn't phenomenal. Aim time is really not the best. But, it's a super heavy. The thing I was kind of surprised about is the dispersion, because German tanks are really known for their accuracy, and, 0.4 really isn't, it's not the best in the world. So on my setup, whoops, if I can get up here and do the right thing the right way. I'm trying not to click on all the stuff back here, but my rate of fire is 4.85 rounds a minute. My reload is 12.38, and I've got the booster with improved ventilation, gun rammer, Brothers in Arms. And my crew is set up, for the Moss, for trying to get it a really good reload and stuff, so that helps out immensely. The traverse speed sucks at 16.35, and your haul traverse sucks at 20.15. So you really, really, really have to watch if you have a light tank coming at you, because they can circle strafe the snot out of you. Really hard to try and keep up with them. If they start circle strafing you, hopefully you're near a rock, a building, something you can back up against so they can't, keep going around you. Gun depression is pretty darn good at -8. I wish it were, -10, but what are you going to do? Plus 25. Aim time, I've got mine down to 2.48, and that's with the ventilation and Brothers in Arms. I was almost thinking of running food, but I don't know how easy it is to get caught on fire yet, and I do not like to get cooked like a hot dog. Dispersion at 100 meters on my setup is 0.37, so even with a crew like this, it's still not the best, 0.37. I wish it were down to more like 0.32, because with German accuracy, you usually get really good, so, but maybe that's what they do for, because of the 440 average damage, so that you're not penning every single round. That's all I can think of. My average damage per minute is 2,132. Not too shabby, but, it's not the best in the world. Kind of an average gun, except for the damage per shot is nice at 440. You get 1,700 hit points, which I was thinking it would get maybe 1,750, 1,800, which would be a little bit nicer due to the slower fire rate, but I don't make the game, so... your hull armor is pretty good, but like I said, you got some weak spots. In the front on the hull is 180, and basically, shoot right here, shoot the machine gun port, or shoot that big old commander's hatch if they're facing you. And on the turret is 230, and it's got a really nice gun mantle. It's pretty darn thick spaced armor, so On the side of the hull, you got 130. On the turret, you got 160. So, you know, you can do some good side scraping, but you really just have to watch out, like I said, from shooting you right in this, you know, weak spot underneath your track there. So, and in the rear, you get 100 in the hull and 100 in the turret, which is for the rear is actually nice. But again, they could just shoot you right here. It looks like the front of the Moss or the VK00.01P. I really like the looks of it. The Ein Berlin, I don't know what the hell it stands for, but you got this back thing back here full of gas cans. It looks like a bicycle in there, and that's what I need to do is get like a 10-speed or something and hook it to the back of my truck, so when I go someplace, get there, you know, I can drop the truck or whatever, or leave it at the shipper and go for a bike ride or something. Keep busy that way. And this is where the tank does not shine at all. It is heavy. It's 168.8 ton is what mine's at. It can go up to 175 ton. The engine is nice, it's 1600 horsepower, but it's so damn heavy, so your specific power to weight is only 9.48. So you're not going to get too far too fast. So when the match starts, really try and make a decision where you think you need to go with some backup or to be the backup if it's a tier 10 match, because if let's say you go on the west flank and everything goes on the east flank, and you have to turn around to get back, it's going to take you a while. You hit hills in this and you start creeping. Top speed is 20 and forward, 15 in reverse, and your concealment is a joke, obviously, because it's so huge, at 3.48. And when you're driving, it drops down to 2.28. View range is phenomenal at 442, and all I have helping that is between the vents and my crew skills, because I think I got a couple things that help that. Yeah, Brothers in Arms, vents, recon skill, and situational awareness, really, that boosts that up pretty nice. Like I said, I'm contemplating carrying food, but I want to run a few matches and see how it does. If I keep getting caught on fire or get caught on fire, then I'm going to use the premium fire extinguisher. If I seem to be taking shots in the keister on this and not getting caught on fire, then I'm going to run food with it. And your signal range is pretty well standard at 774. So if you want to hold on for a minute, I do have some gameplay for you. I do apologize again about not having the end of game results, but I didn't realize NVIDIA did an update, so I need to pay attention to that a little bit more. But yeah, hold on for a minute, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so here we are in, I always forget this map's name, Pilsen, we're in the Mauerbrecher. I don't speak German, not even close to it, so I chopped that all up big time. It's also known as the like a VK60 or 68 something. So if I actually remembered what that number was, I would do that anyways. But it's Mauerbrecher or something or other. But as you can see, it looks like you're driving your Moss, you know, with your turret facing the rear of it. You know, because normally you got this gap this way and your turret's facing like that, but now it's and you know, it's a good thing because that'll help your gun depression, because you get eight degrees of gun depression. So you know, if your turret were setting back here, it might lessen that. You might not be able to get a full 8, but you can see we're cranking at the full 19, between 19 and 20 kph, going down pretty much at a flat straightaway on the hill here. You know, we're starting to go down a hill a little bit. It stays rated no faster than 20. Yeah, you definitely want to pick a side where you know the action's going to be. Oh wow, that Scorpion G just got flipping wrecked by looked like an arty shell. M12 back there, had to have been. I get a shot. Somebody gets a shot on me here. I think it's the T-34, just bounces on my front. But I'm also angled really good, and you can see he shot me on the top right there, so that's definitely not going to go through. But I wanted to get in here. I didn't want to sit there and play peekaboo with the tanks down there. Already took a shot at me, and I was in the building just in time, so it looked like he tried lobbing it, like, you know, right there on me, but it hit that roof right there, so it saved me from getting pretty well wrecked, and I zung over here and I saw that OI, but he was tunnel visioning there after the T-43 or T-34-3 or whatever it is there. And why don't we go ahead and do this? So the E2 shoots me and with a derp gun, and he actually did do 122 damage. Yeah, and you can see hit me in the side there. If he was smart, he would have shot me in that lower plate, or right there, or even up there. You can see somebody else shot at me and hit that honking gun mantle. You hit that gun mantle, and you're not going to go through that. Tier 9 and 10s will probably have trouble going through that unless they use premium rounds, which you know how it is. But we put a shot into the E2 and take 439 of his health, so basically he's a one shot now for me to finish him off. And there's the VK3001P. Normally I would go right after this guy because he's got a better gun. It's got an 88, 230 average damage, but this guy's shooting HE, and that starts wrecking your crew and ammo rack, so I just wanted him gone. We did have the Artie back here to be able to drop rounds on him, but no tank destroyers back here, which normally you do, and that gives me a hand. That way, that way I can try. If there were put it this way, if there were people who were back there, I would have stopped right here and started backing up to get them to pull forward, but there wasn't. So I just figured I'm going to go ahead and push these guys, push them hard. The only problem is back here, they did have a tank destroyer or two, and you see that one shot right there from the IKV-90 did bounce, but now I'm at an angle that he can easily penetrate me. And he definitely is. He just knocked my track off and hit me right there. And this is where the turret traverse really does not help. I thought maybe somebody was going to try coming over here and helping me with his VK, but no such luck, and I'm just getting hammered by that IKV. But with the great average average per shot this does, I was able to easily take the VK out in like 2 shots. So the OI, we go ahead and finish him off. I am just getting pounded by that IKV-90B. He's down there. Can't even see him. But, he is penning. He did bounce a couple, but he is penning. I know he's in here somewhere. And normally with... that one doesn't have the hydraulic suspension. It does have great gun depression, though, so I'm thinking he's either sitting somewhere in this little, these bushes right here, kind of as low as he can, because there's a dip right in there, or back by that house somewhere. I just know he's in that area somewhere. He hasn't been lit, so it's a big guess. So basically, I just kind of guess where I think he's at, and I needed to push the OI out a little bit to get him out of my way. And I was just waiting to get hit and finished off. The IKV hits me, he bounces. I just take a blind shot, get the track fixed there, and get out of there. That's the nice thing about the crew I have in this thing, is it is off my Moss, so I've got, 1,000 matches in it, so it's a real good crew. You fix stuff really quick. You're not sitting there for 5 minutes getting your tracks, fixed. So the low on their team is their big guy, that and their Scorpion. The low pulled in there. I don't know what he was doing, but he ended up getting melted. Yeah, I hit him for 385. That's all he had left for hit points. But this gun, I've been hitting on average. The average damage per shot is 440, and I've been getting hits for. Yeah, there. See, that's where he was. He was way down there. But he takes a shot and bounces. We finish him off, and we're up to 5 kills. So one more kill, and we get a top gun. Some fucking counter battery would have been nice. And there, you fucking clickers. I guess somebody wasn't happy with the RD on our team. But anyways, I'm down to 138 hit points, and I see their artillery right there. I want to make sure I get a nice aim in on him and finish him off, so that's why I'm coming around here instead of trying to shoot through the wall and guess where he's at. So I get the 6 kill, get a top gun. We're up to 2,378 damage. They've got a tank destroyer, the Hellcat, a Leo, and artillery left. I don't think I get any more shots off, if I remember right. Yeah, that was it for damage for me. So 2,378 damage, block 2,180, and 76 damage with our assistance. So all in all, I mean, it was top dog. So basically, I really wasn't worried about much of anything. That tank destroyer, you can see at the angle I was, he had just clean shots right into my side. What he was shooting at the front, though, that's a different story. He wasn't going through the front of this too very easy. So I do really like. Oh, somebody got shot me in the keister there. Um, I do really like it, but I always like my super heavies. I love playing my super heavies, even though a lot of people don't like them because they're not their cup of tea because of the fact they're so slow. Like you can see the traverse speed on the turret and the hull. That's a big issue with this. At that VK3001P, we're smart. He would use that to his advantage, but he drove right in front of the gun. So you drive out in the front of this gun on this thing, and yeah, you're gonna get hammered. Um, yeah, his stats didn't look like he was the best player in the world, but people have goods and bads in their matches. But yeah, I really enjoy it. Oh, it looks like the match is actually over now, anyways. I actually really do enjoy it. This was the first match I had with it. I always try and give you guys the first match when I run something to let you see how it is. I was top tier, and so haven't had any tier 10 matches yet, obviously. But if I get a match with a tier 10, I will today. And today I'll try and add it to this review and send it out to you because it's kind of hit and miss on me playing tanks today. So. Uh, one of the other people that do reviews kind of cracked me up yesterday. I always say, I take it out and you get what you get, and a couple of these people that do these reviews, they go out there and they'll play 20 or 30 games until they get really good matches, and then that's the ones they show you as the review, and I don't think that's fair to you guys, because if I go out there and play 20 matches and do 10,000 damage, of course you're going to think that thing's a flipping beast and want to go out and buy it and spend, I think, $50 or $51 for this thing. And I don't think it's fair to you guys because it's not giving you a true representation of what the thing really can or can't do. So that's why I take it out very first match, and you can see I was top tank, did great. Now bottom tier might not be the same story, but I won't mention any names, but a certain somebody that did a review on this yesterday cracked me up because he showed two reviews where he was top tank at both matches, and even came right out and said that he didn't do a review. He had tier 10 matches, but he didn't want to show those matches. Well, obviously, because he did shitty. And it cracks me up that he only shows matches that he does, 3 and 4,000, and, kills everybody and gets 10 kills or whatever, and that's just not fair to you guys. And, you probably know who I'm talking about, but I won't say any names, QB. But it just cracks me up that, it's not giving you guys a real idea of what it can or can't do. Like I said, I was top tank in this match, so I did great. I did get my ass chewed up, because of the side shots. And I'm not saying that certain individual is a bad player. He is actually a really good player, but, come on. At least be fair to you guys and show you, what happens when you take it out there in a tier 10 and you get two shots off and you're dead, Yeah, it just pisses me off when people do replays like that. It's not fair to you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and hopefully you'll have a Happy New Year and a good year to come. And I watched that new World of Tanks video that they put out there for the new graphics and the new sound that they're going to be adding in there. It looks flipping phenomenal. Now when you have somebody shooting or you're shooting, you actually see the tracer round that goes with the shell across the screen, not just a little bit of a white, line or whatever. It huge difference. It looks like it's going to just huge difference. That's all I can say. So I'm pretty pepped and excited about that. Looks like it's coming out in March. So we got December's almost over, so January, February. So basically 2.5, give or take 3 months, 3 months at the most. That's if it's like March, at the end of March. But hopefully they'll get it out like early March because they've been working on it. So anyways, yeah, you guys, I hope you had a great Christmas and have a Happy New Year. I actually will close it at this, and that means I showed the... since I don't have any after-action reviews, I'll go ahead and shut her down here because I did the review first. So you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. Alrighty, so here we are in Ensk, and once again we are in the Meow Breaker. Not even actually sure how it is pronounced. Maw Brocker? Maw Breacher? Maw Breacher, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, so here we are in Ensk, and now this time we are not top dog. I haven't had a match with the tier 10 yet, so this is the best I could show you for being, not top tier. So we're mid tier, middle. Well, tier 8 was the lowest tank on each side, so I guess you could say we're bottom of the pile. But anyway, so we got some tier 9s that we're going to go against, and normally, like I do, and I'm still trying to get out of the habit, but I still catch myself doing it all the time. But I've been doing it for the last, since 2010. My very first round's a premium round, and I keep trying to break myself of that habit, and I keep forgetting. But anyways, once I seen the STA2 lit up, and then the T-34, and the Ammo 1, the Tiger 2, and I'm like, oh my god, their whole team's coming in here. So I said, the hell with it. I'm going to keep it on premium rounds. First off, I just want to kind of see an average game, how many credits you make or lose, whatever, just shooting premium rounds. T-34-3 there, he came out, took a shot at something, then he started backing up, and we were able to put a nice shot into him for 456. 440 average damage, so you don't hear me complaining too much when you hit for above the average damage. The ML2's kind of working his way in there, and you got to watch out. The ML2 actually has, if he's got the big gun, it's the same gun that goes on the Kranwagen, and you can get ripped up pretty good with that. It's like 257 is the standard pen, and you get the premium round in there, then it bumps you up to a heat round. So yeah, that thing can go through this like butter, and I didn't feel like having them clip out on me and just tear me up. So just trying to do some side scraping. So far pretty successful. We're up to 1,316 damage, and we've bounced 400. The problem that we're running into now is, you see the bat chat. We've got a T-44, which is a medium, which I think it was smoking some massive crack to be in there, with all those heavies shooting through the holes and stuff through the over there. Plus now this, he's on the other side. There's Batchat 12T. I had a feeling he was going to try flanking me, and you can see this is what you'll hear me talk about in the post-game stats. We've got a tank destroyer, a medium, and a heavy, T-92, T-34. These guys that are over here in the field and the tracks, and we still got our Tier 9 T-10 back at our flipping base, and a Scorpion G sitting back here. These guys all needed to move. When you see the whole damn team in the center of the map, it's not like, I wonder where they're at. You know where they're at. Move forward and help your damn team. Basically, I got a T-54 that's watching this corner, so I'm kind of lucky there. This Type 4 Heavy, he's in there, which I think that was a bad idea on his part. I don't like going in there unless there's one tank on the enemy team, maybe two, and we're pushing them. But I'm not going to get myself stuck in a pickle where I've got these guys, you get yourself stuck in a crossfire. You'll have these guys shooting at you. You'll have these guys behind there in that wall, or behind the wall, shooting you through the hole. You'll have a guy sometimes sitting over here shooting at you, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you'll have them sneak up and come around and flank you here. Or like that bat chat, if I would have popped in there, guaranteed it would have started shooting me in the side or the butt. So, yeah, I don't like pushing into here unless it's a guaranteed, I don't want to say win, but winning that area. If it's a guaranteed win of this area, like, we've got 5 or 6 tanks and they've got 1 or 2, then, yeah, I'll push through there. But when they got half a team sitting there, oh, hell no. I might be crazy, but I ain't that crazy. And here comes the rest of their damn team. So we're able to hit the T-32, and we put one right into his side there for 467. We bounced one of his rounds for 320. And basically, I just missed that shot because I wanted to give him a running chance. No, I'm just kidding. That was just a crappy shot on my part. So the Bat Chat runs into the wall. With him doing that, that gives me time to get reloaded and put a nice shot at him for 433. And right there, he should have been scooting out of there. That I think he was nuts sticking in there like that. The WC-111, I think, takes a shot and misses, but I turn around and just bump him and take him out. So one Bat Chat 12T out of the game. So I see the 111-14. I didn't like the thought of crossing with these tanks. And we put another one in the T-32. I didn't like the thought of crossing this area with a ISU 152, and it looks like their T10 is over there, and you know, there might be some other stuff in there. It's just not lit. So I didn't really want to cross that area. And then I realized, I'm like, oh crap, our Type 4 Heavy is trying to push in there. He's got 178 hit points left, and he's got basically looks like a full health. What is it? An OHO or something? I can't tell what it is. I can't see. Apologize, guys. I completely forgot to do this again, and I forgot to do this again. It's a T10's in there, definitely. Let's just zoom it up here. Oh, it must be their VK100.01P. So basically, he's got himself stuck in a real bad pickle, and their STR-V1030 is coming down there. If he's far enough forward, they'll be able to shoot him in the front. So I want to go in here after this 111-14, but I need to be real careful not to start getting shot. And of course, the Type 4 Heavy gets taken out. And so I think, hey, this is my opportunity to go after this full health 111-14. Well, he was full health for a second there. So he'd come around the corner, put a nice one in his side, dock his track off. He does fix his track. Now this is where I made a little bit of a mistake. Right here, what I should have done is, I'm not loaded yet. I wanted to take and just shoot him in the butt because I would have finished him off. He's got 338 hit points. I should have just kind of followed him around, then started backing up. So I should have cut it sharp, went up this alleyway, you know, wide over here, got a shot into him, finished him off, and instantly started backing up. That's the mistake I make, is I don't do that. So I get a shot off on him here in a second, and just knock his track off, which I was kicking myself for. And right there, if you stop and think about it, this WC-111-14 he's screwed. He's done. He's got 686 hit points, I think it is. And basically, it's him and me against 1, 2, 3. I think there was a fourth there. That T10's coming around here. Just overwhelming odds. And so what I should have started doing is just backing up right where that, how the heck is he back there with half his health or less than half his health, and he's been hiding in this corner the whole time. Can you say dud? So I should have started backing up to get a bit of a distance between me and all 15 of the enemy tanks here that are in front of me, but I don't. I try getting up there to try and help the 111-14, and that ends up sealing my fate because once I got up here to try and help him, I got schmucked in the side by that T10, and the MO2 is feeling like he wants a little bit of payback, so he starts plugging me with premium rounds. Yeah, I don't care. You know, the ML2 is it's got a real good gun. I think it's 257 standard round, and it's over 300 when you put a premium round. It is heat, which heat sucks. But you can see he put it right through the second thickest part of the turret. Now, if he would have hit the gun mantle, that's spaced armor, and he probably would not have penned. I really highly doubt he would have. But at this point in time, I know I'm screwed. The MO1 comes out and puts one in me, but I'm able to put one in him and finish him off. And so this is where, yeah, we've got the over half his health Centurion 1 coming at us. We got the T10 there. And that's where I said you'll hear me talk about the post-game stats. I just did an auto lock, and I don't know if... No, that couldn't have been me. I thought that was me that might have shot him right there, but I don't think... I think this is my mark right here, that green mark. I just did an auto lock, and I was trying to, do an auto lock and kind of watch and see, so where the T1 or where the T10 is, see if anything's sneaking through there. And I see there's that STR V1030 sitting over there, and watching my butt and stuff. So auto aim is good to a certain extent. If you start shooting at real close range stuff like this, unfortunately it locks kind of at the... I don't want to say it doesn't on purpose. It aims for basically the middle of the tank. So it's going to aim for the middle of the turret, and, Now, if I would have aimed at myself, I probably would have been able to go either right through this or right through this. Because, I set, obviously, higher than him. So, with 8 degrees of gun depression, setting higher than him, I can aim right down on his turret right there. I could have probably put it right through here, that big old commander's hatch. But live and learn, and we end up losing this match now, unfortunately. So, me be a dead. I did 3,544 damage, and I got 2 kills. Yeah, I got 2 kills, so not a bad game. I could have done a lot better if I would have used my head and started backing up when they were pushing like that into the city. If you ever see that where the enemy team basically all goes one way, if you've got a lot of team members, or if you're one of them that's like, let's say like this, that happened to be in the field, 3/4 of their team are, more like 90% of their team were in the city here. If you're over here, make a beeline to come over here and get into the fight and help your team. Don't just sit back over here in a bush or behind a building, because you're just going to find yourself and your team dead quicker than quick. So, anyways, that is the second video I had for the Malchenbeck. I have no clue how to pronounce the damn thing. I do like it, though. I like my super heavies, so it is a beast. But if you liked the video, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.